What's up, YouTube fans? Welcome back to another one of my videos and another one of my comparisons. Today I have the Toys R Us exclusive Thundercracker Masterpiece Edition. Even though I'm not quite sure about that name, Masterpiece. They're one hell of a toy, but I don't think they've been Masterpiece since Megatron and Optimus Prime. After they scaled them down, they're like the definitive edition, but I'm not sure if I call them a masterpiece. Anyway, picked this guy up, Toys R Us. He was $69.99 plus tax, just under 75 bucks. I was happy to get him at that price. I didn't want to pay a markup price for this because, like I say, the price of Japanese versions are going for, like the Starscream, and I know he comes with the cape and crown, but the aftermarket markup on those guys, it's too high. And I got it at a price I wanted to pay for it. I wanted this figure. I'll tell you right now, one thing I don't like is he comes with the exact same head sculpt as Starscream, whereas the Japanese version of Thundercracker and Skywarp had two different heads, completely different than the two different heads that were on the Japanese Starscream. Even the Walmart version had the Japanese holdover head, the two different heads that changed, and this head does not change. And look at the back of the box. He has the Classics version of Thundercracker on the back of the box. I'm told this is due to different changes of what they were going to bring out. They were going to put the Japanese version in here and run it, despite the fact they had a new mold with the Starscream mold. Then I guess someone stepped in and they changed their mind, and we got the new mold, which I'm happy, because I sold my Japanese version Thundercracker for a substantial amount because I never liked the skirts that were on him, but I'll get to that in a second. Side of the box, it says right here, he has two different heads, which let you know they were going to bring out the original mold. And again, this could have been a holdover printing from the Starscream version. Who knows exactly, but I do know this is the Classics version of Thundercracker on the back. You can tell by the blocky chest and head and cannons. And then again on the side, nothing on the bottom. So I'm gonna get some to cut the twist ties off. I'm gonna pull this guy out of the box. Okay, instructions, which I should need being a professional Transformer collector, says me. I'll get them out. Okay. Right out of there. Oh, missiles falling off. I do not have the new Starscream mold. I waited too late to get one, and he was sold out, and the aftermarket markup, it's ridiculous, but I know that they're going to re-release it anyway. The Japanese version, and he's going to get an American release, so I'm not running to eBay or something like that to find one. It'll be released again, probably just in time for the holidays. And I'm only willing to pay standard prices for that guy. I'm not going to pay the markup prices for any more masterpiece guys, because since they scaled them down, the markup, it's not worth it. And I'm a hardcore fan, and I'm telling you, the markup price is not worth it. Leave these little ties on for now. I know those tabs love to fall off. So here he is, straight out of the box. And I wish they had done something different with the box. If they could have made it more G1, like with the lines and a representation of the actual toy, and maybe an old school style file card, because this is the reason, and this is the reason that this guy actually exists. So let's see if I can get them in frame and start to check them out. Fingers, the exact same fingers as MP. Was it 3 Starscream? I think Optimus was 1, or was it 0, and then the Magnus version. He only has total articulation in his index finger and a separate articulation in his thumb. Then his last 3 fingers are stuck together mitten style. He can say, you lied, Starscream. He has the movement at the shoulder. That will be the bicep, I guess. He has elbow movement and total wrist swivel. And his head, of course, his head's on a ball joint. He can look up, down, pretty much everywhere he needs to. It would 360, but the posts are stopping it. Whatever those things are called. Get his wings back. He moves at the thigh, the knee. You can rotate it. His foot has just a little articulation to it, and then the back support, I believe, folds away. Okay, I have to take a look at the instructions so I don't break it, but I know it folds away at some point. And you can tell he's not snapped in pretty good. I'm moving one thing and everything's moving on this guy. But I am happy they changed. They took away the skirt that hung down. I thought that was just awful. And he has a more G1 look with the wing that comes down to a point. Sort of like this guy. The wing comes down to a point. Now what they didn't do that I really wish they had done, and they made some changes. I wish they could have got this thing out of the way. Maybe it folds up so he has more leg clearance, because he's not using it. Let's see if I get him back far enough. He's not using it to balance himself. There's clearance under there. And what I wish they could have done is had this thing fold away. Sort of like, let me show you on the G1. If I can just get it out. You know, if they could have had it where it just folded up and was out of the way a lot better. Sort of like that on his leg. And it would give the impression that he can like bag up without bumping the fin. Just have it fold up. I mean, it's supposed to be a masterpiece and all. You know, I think they should have found a way to get rid of that kibble, because it is kibble. We're used to seeing it, but they could have put just a hinge in there and had it rotate up and out of the way. But like I say, I do think, just from seeing it and now having it in my hand, that this is a better looking version. Not too happy about the cartoony colors, but I like it. Not as much as I like the Japanese original release that I had. I don't like the fact they put the stickers on for you. I kind of like doing it myself, a la old school. But the skirt at the waist was just unbearable to me, and I'm so happy it's gone. Yeah, this guy sliding all over the place. Kind of get that Rodimus Prime feel, how nothing's locking into place. See, I think that's all I can say in this. Oh, and the cockpit. If you can see the cockpit, it's a little hazy. It's translucent, but it seemed like it could have been clearer. Wish it had been clearer. Like I said, I wish he had his own face. The fact that he's a straight Starscream version, just painted over, which in the end, I know that's kind of what they all are in the first place. But like I said, the Japanese versions, even the Walmart version of Skywarp and Starscream, had a, what was it, Walmart Skywarp? Anyway, even the American release Starscream and Skywarp had their own face. And this guy, he's wearing Starscream's face, which I don't like. And I would like it even less if those jerks at Takara Tomy, when they released the Japanese version, if they released this guy with a different face, I will be just sick. Then he comes with the pilot. He comes with the little peg that holds the Megatron gun in place that he doesn't come with. And back to the whole masterpiece tag. If this guy's a masterpiece, he's supposed to come with things that are signature to Thundercracker. And even though he had a lot of screen time, he never had a lot of personal time where they really got into his character. He could have came with the reflector camera that I believe is painted on him somewhere. And I guess when I transform him, you'll be able to see it. He could have came with the reflector camera that he used to take a picture in the very first episode. Like his only really solo moment was he was in the desert looking out for Autobots or whatever, and a van drives by. Reflectors transforms, and he says, "Okay, Reflector, let's see what you can see." I mean, he could have came with a mini reflector. A masterpiece comes with things that invokes the total scope of that figure, character, toy, and this one doesn't do it. It's called a masterpiece because it's in the masterpiece line, but I don't feel that this is a masterpiece. And please comment and let me know what you think. If you purchase one, you watch the videos, you watch other YouTube videos, let me know if you believe that a character that comes with this limited amount of accessories, the missiles, again, I believe Starscream MP 11 didn't come with these. They left them out. But the other American versions came with it, and how hard is it just to pour the mold again? So big deal with those two. One more thing before I transform this guy, I want to point out the null rays are on a little hinge and they don't come off. Well, they do come off, but they're meant to stay on during the transformation to kind of make it more accurate, which I do like. Instead of them like floating in the air and then reattaching themselves, I like that. I like how they did those null rays. And they look a little bit better than the first version. Let me get a good look at them. And they look a little bit more, just a little bit more accurate at the end to the G1 version than the first release of the Secret Jets mold. All right, I'm gonna get to the transformation. Okay, here's Thundercracker all transformed. And despite the fact that they use most of the original Secret Jet mold, when you transform this thing, you will feel the difference in a lot of areas, a lot of different places where it's snapping and pegs down. Like, for instance, there are little tabs here that lock down that the other one didn't have. And when you're locking in the arms, there's like a long peg at the end of that, I guess would be the wrist. And you really feel a difference putting it in. And I like the fact that the missiles are supposed to stay attached even though they come off. And oh man, this rudder fin thing, it falls off just like all the rest of them. I mean, it fell off like 5 times during the transformation. I kind of cut it out because it wasn't worth the video, but this thing kept falling off. So, but if you had one and you're thinking about getting this one, you already know, the deal. It still has the radar dish and the cone, which is unpainted, which they could have painted, but oh well. Added the little sonic boom, which is supposed to be Thundercracker holding sound wave, which they could have put in a little sound wave. It has it on both sides, has the decals. It even has the paint job from the G1 toy. Underneath the missiles, you can see reflector, which, like I said, they could have included the toy with this guy instead of just half-ass painting a photo that once you handle it a couple times, it probably would rub off. On the side, it says Captain J Dragon SAS D24. Both sides identical. And if you want, you can take these things off, which I'm not going to take totally off because I don't feel like putting them back on, and tab in the long-range missiles that he comes with, which I guess is a bonus that didn't come with the Japan Takara Tomy Starscream version. But then again, this one doesn't come with cape and crown, so thanks for throwing that in. Okay, let me get his landing gear out. I remember on the versions I had before, this was actually a pain. The landing gear looks like it's painted a little bit better. And the first one, that wasn't a pain. And these definitely, oh no, these come out a lot easier than the Japanese version. There's almost no clearance on the back wheels. I think that it's so clever that the little parts that help it stand up better on the original toy were just engines almost identical to this, just sitting in there, and they took that out of here and made it a reinforcement stand. I think that is so awesome. Okay, let's see how this guy stacks up against the original. As you can see, this one's a little bit faded on the stickers. That they try to duplicate the stickers here and here, as well as the Masterpiece has the painted on Decepticon logos, which I think they duplicated pretty well. And I don't think any of the Seekers in the past attempted to duplicate the stickers here, just there. No Sonic Boom on this one, Sonic Boom on that one. And I think they pulled it off pretty damn good in jet mode. I mean, this thing looks great. And before I know, I said I didn't like the cartoony type paint job, but I'm really starting to get into it. It really looks good. This color, this blue, it might be my favorite version of the Seeker Jets. You know, I need to get the MP11 Starscream to be sure, but I love this. And once again, the original, the null rays, landing gear. You know, I wish they kind of had tried to duplicate the knee stickers, which they probably could have, right where the landing gear goes. But anyway, still very, very cool. And I'm gonna take one more look at this guy in robot mode and give you a few final thoughts. Did not get to the pilot. In the Starscream version, I know he's supposed to be holographic, but this one is chrome. And pretty much his only accessory. I liked it better when it was Dr. Arkaville, but I mean that's the guy's only accessory, and this is supposed to be a masterpiece. And you can see him in there pretty well, piloting the plane. He could have been a little bit larger, I think. But yeah, there he is. Okay, I got Thundercracker transformed back into his robot mode. And one little thing I missed earlier, the bombs in his chest has 6 on each side and they come painted. I think there was the Walmart Starscream, I believe, came unpainted, and they could have used a little bit more paint apps in there, but at least it's painted. And I'm gonna bring in MP, I think 5 Megatron. Scoop this guy out of here. Megatron in here. And I need a wider shot. They are together, and his barrel on his back still isn't even in the frame. But when I say he's not a masterpiece with the accessories, because Megatron comes with the gun he killed Optimus Prime with in the movie, the energy mace from the very first episode, the little Crimson guy thing, which was a nice touch, and the laser sword that he sliced Optimus Prime open with, and not to mention his gigantic barrel that's actually like Thundercracker size or a little bit bigger. Megatron, true masterpiece. Thundercracker, a damn good toy, but I don't think quite masterpiece-ish, however you want to say it. But I definitely recommend picking him up if you can get him at retail price or close to retail price plus the shipping. But I would not pay over $100 for this guy because he just doesn't come with all the stuff that makes him worth the price.